What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I'm here to shed some light on the whole ticket scandal. ESPN talked about it, and different people have reached out to me and said, Ego, what's going on? What's your thoughts on this situation? So, in case you haven't heard of the situation, there was a potential debacle, if you will, an altercation that they were saying with the tickets, namely Bob Arum and Top Rank. They weren't pleased, and they were saying it was potentially threatening May 2nd. They said contracts weren't signed, and I want to give you guys some clarification on the whole situation. So, what it all boils down to is politics. And you have to understand, well, first of all, before I get too deep into that, and I'll explain a little bit more, but I personally am not just being optimistic. Bob Arum says things are moving in the right direction. I don't see this holding up the fight. So you can wipe the bead of sweat off. The In my opinion, unless something unforeseen happens from here on out, this is not going to alter or cancel the fight. That's people's biggest question. It's not going to cancel the fight. But it was a roadblock that they are since handling. It was there's a lot of politics with the whole business side, and maybe I can elaborate and explain what was happening. So you have to be in the mind of this particular fight. You have to keep in mind this particular fight is a co-promotion. So when people like Bob Arum and his company are used to being the boss, they're being the ones that can grab the bull by the horns, work with Macau China and the Venetian, and do everything directly. Now, for the first time, they're being kind of told what to do. You know what I mean? They have some leverage, I'm certain, but it's not the same as them independently outsourcing the Venetian and having Pacquiao versus Algieri. This is a co-promotion, and it just so happens that the quote unquote A side is Floyd Mayweather and his side. So they kind of trump, you know what I mean? Like Floyd Mayweather says Showtime has to be involved. I'm the A side. So HBO's kind of along for the ride. Top Ranks along for the ride in this situation. And this is no disrespect because I mean I like HBO. I've been to Top Rank events. I'm just telling you what what we're experiencing here. And it's just really a lot of politics, and it's a lot of egos, and it's a lot of pride. No pun intended with the ego thing. It's a lot of egos, and that's what we're experiencing. So again, put yourself in the mind state. Bob Arum is used to having his way because he does his own events. He's been in the business since the 60s. So it's more of a direct connection, I guess you will, with him in the hotels and putting on the fights. So with this particular situation, the situation is, as you guys know, the tickets haven't went on sale to the public, and we're rapidly encroaching the date. We got like 10 days left or whatever until May 2nd, until the fight. And Bob Arum says he wasn't getting his portion that he was owed in the tickets. He was saying things had changed and been altered from the initial contract that they signed or seen, like the draft of it, to the final copy. So there were some issues there. But since that time, the MGM has supplied him with the ticket manifest. So he said things are moving in the right direction. So I don't foresee that this will hold up the fight or cancel the fight or stop the fight. But again, you have to put yourself in the mindset. This is a complex situation because from a business standpoint, like I said in previous videos, it's like McDonald's working with Burger King. This is something that doesn't happen often. In fact, I think the last time HBO and Showtime co-promoted an event, um, it was with Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. So that was quite some time ago. Both guys have been retired for quite some time. So it just goes to show you the scope of how infrequent this is. So the whole situation, I do think it will be resolved, but there was a situation where he was kind of putting his foot down, and he felt, this is the other thing you have to look at. These guys aren't necessarily friends. They're coming together for a common good. So I don't think that Bob Arum necessarily likes Al Heyman because they're normally used to being rivals and bad mouthing, but they are all coming together because everybody stands to make a lot of fucking green. So Al Heyman being more in the driver's seat than HBO Top Rank side of things, apparently what he's doing is a lot of the tickets he's selling them to secondary markets, and the benefit for that from a business, for a fan's perspective, it sucks ass. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible because the fans are the ones that support these events and want to pay for tickets. Now, the benefit from him as a business with Al Heyman selling it to secondary markets is you can get more money. You can mark it up drastically. It's like if you're selling the iPod to your friend, they're gonna want, you know what I mean? They're gonna want the player price. They're gonna want you to give it to them for a lot cheaper because you guys are boys. You got, you know what I mean? That's your friend, that's your girlfriend or whatever. Versus if you just sell it on eBay to some stranger, you can mark it up and rip their heads off and stuff like that. So that, I mean, from a business perspective, what Al Heyman's doing is cool, but from a fan's perspective, it's really bad because I mean he's selling tickets and making a high markup on the tickets, but the bad side for fans is only the 1 percentile of Americans that are just loaded and have the money to spend $25,000 on a ticket and not be affected by it. They're the ones that can, you know what I mean? The people, basically the people that are loaded can afford this shit and no one else can. So apparently Bob Arum got his ticket manifest, which is what he wanted in the beginning. And he says the needle is moving in the right direction. Todd DeBuff, who's his stepson, also with Top Rank, he confirmed that. So for the people who are asking, I don't think this will be an ongoing situation, just egos and last minute things. And if you think about it, Showtime and HBO, the promotional stuff they haven't really had much, but the stuff they have done, like the HBO Showtime promotional video Mayweather and Pacquiao shot, that came together pretty easy. The press conference, they had the Showtime announcer working with the HBO, and they went hand in hand. They also did it for the media days, and they didn't really have any problems. So this is really the first set of problems that we're getting, and it's to be expected. It's really because of the magnitude of this fight, and you have so many different people, and you got a guy like Bob Arum who's been in the business, and he's normally the pure boss. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to ask people for permission. He doesn't have to do this and that. So he's feeling type of way and feeling wrong because he wasn't getting what he expected. And Al Heyman's over here selling tickets in secondary markets and things like that. So he was basically trying to pull rank and threatening, like, oh, I'm not signing the contract, or we may not have a fight if we don't get this squared away. You know what I'm saying? So it comes with the territory, again, based on this joint promotion. That's what's creating. If they were all one entity, we probably wouldn't have this. But again, these guys aren't necessarily friends. HBO is not buddy with Showtime. I don't know if they're gonna co-promote anything else in the near future unless it's another Mayweather versus Pacquiao type of fight. So again, this is far and few in between. This is not something, an everyday occurrence or something that they'll probably do frequently. And this is why, because you got different people, different agendas. That's why we didn't, honestly, it really sucks for fans, because that's why we're not getting stuff like Face Off. I love Face Off. I think that would be awesome, but Face Off is an HBO product. So Max Kellerman is with HBO. That's an HBO production. So with that comes a lot of just, again, politics and technicalities. Like if HBO produced Face Off like they normally do, then what is the benefit for Showtime, who's kind of in the driver's seat because they have the A side, the cash cow in Floyd Money Mayweather? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they could both air it at the same time. As you guys seen with the At Last special, HBO had better ratings than Showtime did. But to Showtime's defense, episode 1, they did drop it and leak it a day early. So I don't know how much effect that had. And some people probably watched it on YouTube the day before and wanted to see HBO At Last because it had that was the first time having the opportunity to see it. So again, it's just a lot of politics, a lot of pride, and a lot of egos. And I'm not really shaken up by it because I don't think it's going to affect the fight from happening, based on the situation and the comments made from the parties involved. It was just more of a, I want to say, like a business temper tantrum. Like I said, Bob Arum's used to getting his way, used to dictating, and now he's having to compromise and wait his turn and different stuff like that. And so it comes, and that's, if you really boil it down, I'll leave with this. If you boil it down, this is the type of shit that prevented the fight from happening to begin with. Just egos, politics, people don't want to back down. Ellerby wants it to be his way. Arum wants it to be his way. HBO has an agenda. Showtime has an agenda. Mayweather wants this, and he wants this split and this purse. Pacquiao doesn't want to do drug tests. Just the same types of stuff. Pacquiao's like, I don't want to do a drug test. Why should he? He's not the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Why should he get to dictate the terms? Why should we have to listen to him? So over the years, they've resolved a lot of those issues with the purse splits, but you do get lingering, just random problems. And Bob Arum wasn't happy because it's a business. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make his money. He wants to get his cut, and he wants some tickets to sell because he wants to make money. And I guess that's initially what was promised to him. So a little hiccup, but it looks like everything is being worked out, and the fight should be going on as planned. So I'll keep you guys updated if there's any other updates, but rest assured, I don't see the fight not happening. Like these companies would be in a whole shitstorm if they did some bullshit and the fight didn't happen. I'm telling you, it would damn near cause a riot. People are, you know what I'm saying, 10, 11 days out from the actual fight. If they were to cancel this fight for really any reason, people would be outraged. You know what I'm saying? People, it would be pure chaos, pure havoc. So I think they know better. I think it was just kind of, like I said, just a business temper tantrum, and they both wanted their ways, and it sounds like it's being resolved. So just to give you guys clarification, that is what's going on. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.